ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தோப்பல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழிகள் ஓரொன்று தார்மீகமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர ஓமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So we have the paragraph in the middle. Agamadi siddhantanam swayam vyaktadinam dina na swayam vyaktadi namna api nirdesha. So there will be an indication of the word swayam vyakta in all the Pancaratra traditions following scriptures. Agamadi siddhantanam, agama, temple tradition, adi, etc. There are so many agamas, as we know, Vaikhanasa, Shaiva agama, and so on. So siddhantanam, in all the traditions, there will be mention of swayam vyakta. And again in Shaiva agama also, you understand that Shiva Lingam, the people say that it has come out on its own, swayam vyakta. In Bangalore, we have an example. In the city limits, we have. Many people say.
Swayambulingam.
Swayambulingam. Correct as name. Swayambulingam. And we also have 12 Jyotirlinga temples for Lord Shiva. Swayam Shaktadi Namna Api Nirdesha. So it will be mentioned there whether it is Swayam Vyakta or Daivam or Saiddham or Manusham. So Nirdesha indicates. Why Panchabhutalingas? Okay, that's right. And again, Panchabhutalingas, the form is called the Panchabhutalingas, but what about the temple? Who established the temple in Shaivagama? Whether it is Swayam Vyakta or. So generally, of course, as you said, the Panchabhutalingas are Swayam Vyakta, should be Swayam Vyakta. Okay, so Chaturdha Bheda Bhinnam Cha Swayam Vyaktadi Bheda. Because of the 4 divisions of the types of temples, we have four divisions. Chaturtha Bheda, differences are there among the 4. Swayam Natyam Hi Siddhantam Agamakyam Pura Uditam. This is where Vedanta Deshika has an assertion that who came first? Puroditam, yes. Who came first? Meaning only Pancaratra Swayam Vyaktam came first, not Daivam, Saiddham and Manusham. So Swayam Vyaktam came first. Therefore, the Swayam Vyaktam is the name of the Siddhanta according to the type of temple. Agama Akhyam, by name Agama, that is temple tradition. Purauditam came first, came earlier. Pura, once upon a time, long ago. Mantra Siddhanta Samyam Yat, Tat Divyam Parikirtu. When we say the tradition is Mantra Siddhantam, then mantra is spell is from scriptures. And when it is named as Mantra Siddhantam, that is called Divyam, divine. Parikirtitam, it has been proclaimed as Parikirtitam is popular by propagation, namely, so proclaimed as Divyam, divine. Tantra Danyam hi Shastram tat Saiddham sam Udahritam. So it has been illustrated that as is called Saiddham, as it is called Saiddham, Siddha sages, rather people who have realized, who are realized souls, they have constructed the temple. So it's called Tantra Samyam. The name is Tantra. Though generally Tantra means procedure, we are talking of the special procedure, extraordinary procedure adopted in a particular temple called Saiddham. So Tantrantaram. So we have subdivisions of Tantra, meaning the unfamiliar, unknown Tantra. Tantrantaram must be unknown. Only a few people few people know this. Majority of the people do not know this. That will become what is called Tantratra. Proktam Arsham. So it is said as, Proktam, well said as, Prauktam is well said. Arsham is sages. The source is sage. The difference between, there is a minute difference between Siddhas and sages. Siddhas are successful, realized souls. Sages are not so. Sages are continuing their penance on and on. They never end the penance. And they construct the temples. Tat Samudara. That has been well illustrated. Iti Praguktanam eva Agama Siddhantadina. So we are only talking about the ancient traditions, not new traditions, as yesterday was pointed out by both Rajagopal Swami and myself. Today you have mixed traditions in temples of all gods. So Praguktanam only said earlier, that means in ancient times, older times. Agama Siddhantadinam, of the traditions of temple Agama. We cannot avoid the Sanskrit words in the middle, Venugopal Swami. Once you get into the groove, you can easily understand. So, Swayam Vyakta Divya Saiddharsha Rupena. So, there are 4 types. Swayam Vyakta, self-manifest, Divya, divine, Saiddha, successful people, and Arsha, of sages. Bhakshamana, we are going to say this. Bhakshamana is, in future it will be said. Upayogi Samyantarani Nirdishya. Now, how to adopt these procedures? This is a great problem. This is a question in the minds of priests. When the temple belongs to one of the 4 types, or sometimes the older type was something else and the new type, new present practical usage is different, then Upayogi Samyantarani. Upayogi, practical application. Samya, name. Antarani, another. So other names of procedures, practical applications. Nirdishya, having shown this. So we are going to see how these 4. Swayam Vyaktena Divyena Pujyamane tu Kautuke. The word Kautuka is given explanation. Let us see note number 4. Swayam Vyaktena iti arabhya सार्ध श्लोकद्वयं पुस्तकयोः न दृश्यते. Swayam Vyaktena is a word beginning. The beginning, it's a beginning word, but there are 2 shlokas which are not available now, which are not extant now. In any book, it is not available. So, what is the basis for understanding and adopting a procedure in a Swayamvakta temple? Kautuke. It is out of curiosity. Curiosity in the sense, the interest, the faith with which you are of God. You are a good devotee of God. Then you have what we call, you are enthusiastic. That enthusiasm is called Kautuka. You are interested in God. Not that others are not interested in God, but you have more interest in God. You are completely devoted. You are dedicated to the temple. You don't want any material benefits. So tantratra tu na kuryat deva puja. So out of curiosity, what should not be done is given here. Taking the procedure tantra, again tantrantara, we must clarify this little later. The procedure, tantra is procedure. Again, tantra, as I said, the process, practical process with which we apply to all these 4 types of temples. Na kuryat deva pujan. You are not supposed to worship God. Then what should be done? You understand, in Vishnu temples, we have got alvars. 2 types, tantra and tantrantara. The tantrantara is not easily understandable. Tantrantara must be fixed one. Those who have no authority should be called tantrantara, or little authority. They have little practical usage also, and it's called tantrantara. But the deva pujanam cannot be done. God's worship cannot be done. Whereas you can have devotees of God's established in the temple, like Alvars, 12 apostles, acharyas like Sri Ramanujacharya, Manavala Mamani, Vedanta Deshika. These divine figures can be worshipped. Not Deva Puja. Again, Deva Pujanam, Deva refers to only Srimanarayana. Pujyate edi sammohat. If out of confusion the God is worshipped, Thananasho bhavedru. The whole temple will be in ruin. The place will be disturbed. Place will be at risk. I will give you one example. As we said, Sarvam Vasudeva. Whatever is happening in this world or anywhere is Lord's decree. Therefore, whether don't call it, don't blame others. For example, don't blame the atheistic government. The government takes a decision to demolish a temple because the temple is disturbing in expanding a road. It is in the middle of the road. So just dash it. That's all. In the eyes of people, devotees, many temples in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka have been destroyed. And of course, out of foreign invasion, but foreign invasion, that is because of animosity and to destroy another religion. There was religious animosity, and therefore many temples, including Rama temple in Ayodhya, were reduced to mud, in the sense completely demolished. So here, so that is the problem is the procedure has been wrong. There were many lapses in the procedure. This is what we understand. Mathura also, yes. Krishna Janmasthana. So bhakti was not enough among the devotees' mind, and the proper procedures were not adopted. That is what we must say. Again, you find that kings are killed also. Rajnyaha rashtrasya kartuscha maranam jayate dhruvam. Now we are repeating those negative words. The kingdom will be in risk. The kingdom will be in ruin. The king will be killed. Then the karta, the doer, I mean performer of the temple puja in the tradition will be lost. So maranam jayate dhruvam. Death will happen definitely. Very, very strong condemnation of the wrong procedures are adopted. Tasmat puja na kartavya tantra tantratradhana. Adhana meaning by the road, by the path, by the process. So by the process of tantra tantrantara, the procedures, please remember, when you say procedure, tantra procedure, we must know that mantra should be used. People use tantra only. Many people who do not know mantras will use tantras. Those who do not know the words of scriptures which are to be used in temple worship, what do? They act as though they are doing the puja. And it is only a physical action. Physical action is involved. It is said in Srirangam temple there are 11 priests. And 3 people are capable of doing this, what we call physical action perfectly. But what about mantra knowledge? Knowledge of mantras. By tradition, they have not learnt. The son, the father, the grandfather, and so on. So they have not learnt properly from their gurus. So anuktam yate swayam vyakte divye shastre dvijottama. So dvijottama, again, please remember, it is Lord Brahma here, creator. Dvija is twice born, uttama best, so best of the twice born. Shastra in the science, namely from temple tradition, Swayam Vyakte Divyecha. In both Swayam Vyakta category and Divya category, divine category and self-manifest category, Anuktam, whatever has not been said, should not be used. Yat kinchit tat tat adeyam tantra tantrantare yatha. People think when it is not said in the Swayamvakta tradition and Divya tradition, then we, according to our whims and fancies, include something else from some tantra. You are not supposed to. Yat kinchit tat tat adeyam. We think that something can be taken from, the clue can be received from the tantra and tantrantara. No. So our attitude is wrong. So tatra tantrantaraktene pujyamanepi deshikaihi, by guides, the gurus themselves, the preceptors themselves, the guides themselves, when they do pujyamanepi, when it is worshipped by the traditions said in tantra and tantrantara, tad vidhanam parityajya. Remember, some great people, so-called great people, have done it. Because they have done it, we are not supposed to follow. So tad vidhanam parityajya, give up that procedure, give up that process. Swayam Vyaktoktavaatmana, so as said in the Swayam Vyakta temple, Divyokta Vidhina, again according to rules said in Divya type of category, Divya type of temple tradition, Karyam Pujanam Pratimasuja. Pujanam, the worship, should be done, Karyam, Pratimasu, in the divine figures. In the figures it is said. Pratimasu meaning in the statues. It is not mentioned here because already it is said Deva Pujanam cannot be done according to one's own whims and fancy. Therefore, Swayam Vyaktam Tatha Divyam Utkrishta Phalatam Yataha Tasmad Utkrishta Shastrokta Margeneva Supujaya. Now, Vedanta Desika does not mention that Pancaratra is the right agama. Here, that's all. It is indirectly said because already said in the previous paragraph, Sarvottamottamam Pancaratra. There is no superlative degree word beyond this. Therefore, here it is given, when we worship according to the best tradition, namely Pancharatra, the Swayam Vyaktam and Divyam types of temples will give all the best fruits. Utkrishta Phaladam. Yataha, because again, same thing. Tasmad Utkrishta Shastrokta Margena. Again, you can say individually, Swayam Vyakta Margena. In temples belonging to self-manifest form, will have to follow the self-manifest procedures. And Divyam, the divine, also should be, the temple should be following the Divya temple tradition. And good puja must be done. Supuja. In the Marge Naiva, only in that procedure, only following that type of process. Now, this is what we call in 2 points here, cleaning the tradition of the temple. Number 1. Number 2, to do perfect puja. There should not be any contamination. Cleaning in the sense, remove the old tradition which is wrong and adopt the new procedure which is right. There are 2 points. Iti tantra tantrantaraabhyam pudyamanepi tad vidhanam parityajya. Same thing. Same word is repeated in prose. Utkrishta phalatvena, utkrishtena, swayamviktena, divyena cha, shastrayana pujanam yuktam. The 2 line in poetical form is given in prose in the next 2 lines. That's all. So we go to the next paragraph. Tadidam sarvasthana vishay. Now, should we adopt to all the temples in this way? Yes, sarvasthana vishay. Devasthanam is temple. Many people in other states, they call it Devasthanam. We call it Alayaha, Kovil, and so on, whereas they call it Devasthanam. So, Sarvasthana Vishayam, irrespective of the place in which the temple is situated, Pratinetathana Vishayam va iti vicharani. Do you have any particular procedure belonging to the particular place? Pratinetathana. Are we fixing something very strictly that this place is meant for this procedure? So it has to be discussed. Vicharaniyam should be discussed. What should be discussed? Can we apply Pancharatra tradition, which is the best tradition, best of the best traditions, best among the best traditions, according to Swayamvakta, Divya, Saidha, and Arsha, should be discussed. The title of the paragraph is Utkrishta Siddhanta Svikara Vachananam Swayamvakta Sthana Vishayatva. Now we are talking of the nature of the place. Previously we discussed about the mention of the word Swayamvakta in each temple's tradition. If it is mentioned as Swayamvakta, it should be followed according to Swayamvakta or Daivam Divya or Saidha or Arsha. The word must have been mentioned. Here, now, does the tradition differ? from place to place? If so, how? This is a discussion now. यदि सर्वस्थानविषयं तथा परिहित तम सात्वतादि अनेक संहिता ग्रंथ संकोचः प्रसज्यते. Suppose you applied everything to everything. That is, irrespective of the place, you follow the Pancaratra tradition. Of course, without applying Tantra and Tantrantara tradition, you apply only according to the type of the temple, Swayamvakta, Divya, Saidha, and Harsha. And again, you find the Siddhantas, 4 Siddhantas. If we apply the same yardstick to every temple, then there will be what we call reduction, sankochaha. Sankochaha is shyness in Tamil, reservation as we say, to talk with each other. Shyness. So it's called sankochaha. But here it is sankochaha, meaning it becomes brief. The book becomes brief. Very easy to follow. But this is not the intention. So parigrihita accepted. Tama, the most accepted. Parigrihita tama. Sattata, Sattatati. So we had Sattata Samhita. So Sattata Adi, so etc. There is Sattata Samhita, etc. Aneka Samhita Grantha Sankocha. So all other Samhitas can be contained in one Samhita called Sattata Samhita. That type of situation will arise, prasajyeta, meaning a situation may arise that all the books should be made brief or should be abridged into one type called Sattata Samhita. Apicha, moreover, Asminneva Uttaratra, in this Pancaratra Raksa, Uttaratra, in later portions, Swayam Vyakta Adi Sthana Lakshana Nirupana Adhyaye, there is going to be a chapter called Swayam Vyakta, Divya, Saidha, Arsha, etc., all the 4 types. And then the peculiarity of the place, Sthana, and Lakshana definition, Nirupana proof. So this will be discussed in a particular chapter called Swayam Vyakta Adi Sthana Lakshana Nirupana Adhyaya. So there we will find how to perform puja or aradhanam, Thiruvaradhanam in temples, starting with the Swayamvakta, the place, the definition in the sense, the contour of the temple, place and so on, and then Nirupanam. Where is the proof for it? What is the authority? There should be an authority for the tradition. Then Tatasthana Lakshanam Uttva, Tattatthana Lakshanam Uttva. So having said the definition of, or rather contours, C-O-N-T-O-U-R-S, contours of that particular place, Paschat later, Chaturvidha Puja Nirnayadhyaye. So there is another chapter, next chapter will be to decide the puja of 4 types. Chatur 4 Vidha type, puja aradhanam, nirnaya decision, taking a decision, and then adhyaya. The chapter tells us the decision to take on the worship in 4 types, 4 manners. So Chaturvidha Pujanasya Yathakramam. Now what should you do? Yathakramam, according to the accordingly, gradual, that is what we call chronological order. So 4 types of puja will be done, Thiruvaradhanam will be done. So it should be Vaidikam, number 1, belonging to scriptures, Tantrikam, belonging to procedures, Srautam, again scriptures, Shruti is there, but it should be like what we call Shaiva tradition, Advaita tradition. and Mishram, mixed, cha iti chaturveda. So what are the 4 types of pujas? Vaidikam, Tantrikam, Shrautam, Mishram. Mishram will be a mixture of all the 3. Prakramya, iti prakramya, thus starting, making a beginning. Moola, original. Shruti, scripture. Divya, divine. Mantra, spell. Pravritta, the process is on. Shruti, again scripture. Tat, again that Shruti. Sambheda, there are differences in Shruti also. Nimitta, so the cause is there. There's a difference between the spells of the scripture and nimitta. There's a cause, reason for it. The namadheyani, the names are different. So let us all understand all this. So we must understand the source scripture. We must identify it as divine, and we must identify the spells, and we must know how to go about the chanting the spells, pravarta. Again, we must fix the shruti. One example I can give you here. While entering into the temple in the morning, and of course, if it is locked in the evening, the priest, especially the chief priest, should enter into the temple saying a particular mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya in one temple. Om Namo Narayanaya in one temple. As Keshadas Swami writes it, Om, 6-syllable mantra. So you have 6-syllable mantra. Om Namo Vishnave. 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 Om Namo Vishnave. So these are the mantras to be uttered while entering into the temple. And every time when you spell the mantras, when you say the mantras, you must say this mantra interspersed. For example, in our Tiruvaradhanam at home, what do is, we do patra parikalpana. We add water to the, holy water to the, vattil we say, a cup, a silver cup. There are 5 cups there. So when we say parikalpayami, when we say argyam parikalpayami, argyapatram parikalpayami or argyam parikalpayami, and then padyam parikalpayami and achamaniyam parikalpayami, we must every time say Ashtaksham. Om Namo Narayanaya Argyam Parikalpayami. Om Namo Narayanaya Padyam Parikalpayami. Every time, every second you are supposed to attend, say the mantra according to your tradition, your home tradition. So Pratipadya, after explaining the names and causes of the differences of the scriptural spells which are practically used from the source material, namely scriptures, being divine spells, Anantaram Uchate. It is said later. Still.
Swami, what was the difference between Shrauta and Vaidika?
The Shauta is lenient towards Advaita concept, whereas Vaidika
Really?
will be,
Because
Vaidika
Shrauta
is
normally
generally common, or it is Vishishtadvaita according to us.
I mean, normal Shrauta means Shruti.
Yes, Shauta is again means Shruti. That's why the
Shruti is
Shruti,
Vedic.
no, the Vaidika procedure contains all the Shrutis, namely Bheda Shrutis, Abheda Shrutis, and Ghataka Shrutis. Ramanujacharya did not spare any one of them to include under Vishishtadvaita. Whereas Madhva Sampradaya took to only Dvait,
Veda Shruti.
Abheda Shruti. Sorry, Veda
Veda
Shruti.
Shruti.
Veda Shruti. We actually we are intent upon, we concentrate our mind upon Ghataka Shruti, but it is said that Vishishtadvaita never deletes or declines other Shrutis. Through other Shrutis also we prove Vishishtadvaita, whereas Shrauta Smartha, you would have heard about. Always we don't say Shrauta Vaishnava, Shrauta Madhva. So it is always Shrauta Smartha. Again, there Smriti is also involved. Though Smriti is only an explanation of the scriptures. The Shruti that we use for Shrauta will be more of Advaita Shruti, namely Abheda Shruti. This is what you call inner meaning. Outwardly, you find that both are following Shruti. Just like I told you, the difference between Chakri and Rathangapani. Chakri and Rathangapani in Sahasranama in the last verse. How do you make a differentiation? Generally, it is not possible. But in a particular context, it is so. Why? Bhishma saw the four hands of Lord Krishna, and Bhishma disturbed everybody. Arjuna, the chariot, the horses, and Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna could not bear to see Arjuna, his friend, suffer. Therefore, without taking, suppose he takes the Chakrayuda in the hand, all will be identifying Lord Krishna as Lord Simanarayana. Therefore, he took the wheel that came out of the chariot because of Bhishma, and therefore it is called Rathangapani. See, instead of taking chakra in the Sudarshana chakra in the hand, he took a Sudarshana like Ayudham weapon, and therefore Sahasranama says Rathangapani. It is not synonymous. It's not synonymous.
Amonilyavatram Jnanaviragyabusham Srimad-Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta-Desikam Meenādanama Kavitārkikas-Simhāya Kalyāna-Gunasaline Srimate Venkatesāya Vedanta-Gurave Namaha Pāridivesaro Bhanka-Pancānana-Parakrama Sriman Venkatanathāryasya Vijetāṁ Bhuvi Irandrudopodu Vengadamudaya Varundru Jana Paramuridu Orundru Dhanemaya Taranil Varvargu Vanera Omadavu
Thank you.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் नमो